do we have? There we go. Okay. Wanted to make sure we had everybody this morning. Good morning, everybody. What a gorgeous day here in Syracuse for an incredible event. My name is Marie Therese Dominguez. I have the pleasure and the honor of serving as Commissioner of the New York State Department of Transportation. I want to thank you all very much for joining us here today at the Great New York State Fair for this very, very special event. And a special welcome to our great governor, Kathy Hochul. Thank you very much for joining us, Governor Hochul. Governor Hochul has always been a tremendous supporter of the Department of Transportation, our projects, our programs, as well as the talented highway workers and the entire state workforce. Governor, we very much appreciate your partnership and your leadership and are so very happy you could join us here today for this important occasion. Thank you. Indeed, this is a solemn and a special day, a day that's really been a long time in coming. Today, we honor the many dedicated highway transportation workers who lost their lives working to keep our roads and our bridges safe. Before we get started, I'd like to acknowledge some of the people whose hard work and perseverance have made this memorial a possibility. Starting with the talented New York State Department of Transportation design team. In particular, Brian Priestley, Kara Phillips, Jason Wolfganger, Kyle Busser, and Bridget Brahm. They, in consultation with their colleagues, designed this memorial. And let me also acknowledge Carol Breen and Melissa Fraley, who helped coordinate design, and our Chief of Staff, Todd Westice, our Assistant Commissioner for Operations, Sam Zhao, who helped to manage construction and delivery, as well as our lead contractor, Economy Paving, who went above and beyond to make sure that this beautiful memorial was ready for this year's fair. Let me also acknowledge the great DOT staff who are here from Central New York. Thank you all. They oversaw construction and really helped bring this to life, literally. Thank you to our Regional Director, Dave Smith, our Regional Construction Engineer, John Cronkrite, and Jim Hammond, the engineer in charge of the project. Thank you very much for all of your efforts. I'd also like to thank our partners at the New York State Thruway Authority, led by Executive Director Matthew Driscoll. We work together daily, and we really, truly appreciate the partnership that we have on a day-to-day basis, so thank you, Director Driscoll. And a very special thanks to our outstanding partners at the New York State Fair, led by Commissioner of Agriculture and Markets, Richard Ball. And it wouldn't be a fair without Troy Waffner. Thank you, Troy. I want to thank Ag and Markets and the fair for identifying this incredible piece of prime real estate here at the fair and contributing so generously in so many different ways to making this memorial a reality. I'd also like to acknowledge some of our friends and our partners who are here today, including the Associated General Contractors of New York State, who are represented here today by President Mike Elmendorf and Vice President Sarah Hill. The American Council of Engineering Companies of New York, represented by Johnny Evers, President Johnny Evers, and New York State County and Highway Superintendents Association, represented today by Joe Wazinski. Also, the New York State Association of Town Superintendents of Highway, represented today by President Joe Kay. There you go, Joe. And of course, I want to thank the hardworking members of the CSEA, who are represented here today by Fran Turner, the Director of Legislation for CSEA, and the Teamsters, and all of the highway workers who are out there every day making New York a better state. Please give them a hand. I also want to take a moment and recognize a very special guest who's with us today, and that is Sally Deming, whose husband Ron was a thruway maintenance employee who lost his life after being struck by a vehicle along the shoulder of Interstate 90 in 2016. Sally has used her voice to become a powerful advocate for the highway safety community, and we could not be happier that she's here today. Thank you for not only coming, but bringing your family. It means so very much for us to be here, for you to be here. As I said, today is indeed a special day. We are here today to honor the lives of those who have been lost as they worked on our roads and our bridges throughout the state of New York. This memorial that we're unveiling today honors their sacrifice and their service. This memorial means they will never be forgotten. Highway and transportation workers do important and often dangerous work. They work tirelessly each and every day to keep our roads and our bridges safe, so that all of us, when we travel across the state of New York, we are safe because of their efforts. We all owe them a debt of gratitude. Now, it is truly my honor to introduce the governor of the great state of New York, Kathy Hochul.
Good morning, everyone, on this spectacularly beautiful day. The hat goes on when the wind kicks up. My staff will hand me a hat and say, the hair's blowing all over. But this is an incredible day for all of us, and I want to thank the commissioner. Commissioner Dominguez has done an incredible job, and I've been so grateful to have her on our team in the past and on my new team going forward, because she guides and leads with heart and understands the challenges that our workers go through, and she elevates your voices to make sure we know the dangers and the stress that you face, so we can recognize what you've gone through and your sacrifice appropriately. So Commissioner Dominguez, let's give you a round of applause and thank you for all your work. Matt Driscoll, no stranger to Syracuse area, and I welcome him back. He's been here many times as our Thruway Executive Director, and quite a weighty responsibility that is as well. And I say between the DOT and the Thruway Authority, having been a very local vocal official for many years, I had little battles sometimes, but I want to thank you for the flexibility that you've demonstrated in working with our local officials to make sure that projects also meet the needs of the local residents, which is something that is not something I experienced in my many years until this administration. So thank you very much for what you do. And Sally, I want to thank you for being here, your family, your daughter, your grandchild who never got a chance to know Ron. And I know this must be a point of pain for your family, but the way that you took your grief and turned it into action to make sure that we had laws in place where people understood now with the move over law, and you're a great champion and advocate, as were other families of those who lost loved ones in the line of duty working on our highways and byways. You have changed people's attitudes about safety on the highways. You've ensured that people now going forward, because of the loss of your beloved husband Ron, are remembered, and people think about this when they're on a road and they see the lights. They know there is a law in place to protect these workers. And I want to thank you, Sally, for your advocacy and championship to make sure that no one else has to endure the pain that you have. Let's give a round of applause for Sally. My partners in government who've been acknowledged, but Senator Mannion and Senator Rachel May, I thank you for your leadership in the Senate, where I formerly was the president of the Senate, and we worked very closely together. Also, Assembly Member Bill Magnarelli, who's our transportation chair, a great advocate for transportation. Assembly Member Al Sturpey, Assembly Member Pam Hunter, and of course, Dee Dee Barrett, who hails from the Hudson Valley area. We thank them. Richard Ball will be touring the fair with very shortly. I'm looking forward to connecting with him. I saw him at the Erie County Fair a couple weeks ago. And all the workers who are here today, and the people you represent. And I had the privilege of working with Teamsters and CSEA workers and many other individuals represented by labor, but also the contractors, the individuals who show up on the site and help us with the paving and the many projects. So I want you to hear from me here today. This is not a new experience for me to have to work on projects like these and to make sure we elevate all the workers. So thank you for what you do. But as a result of hard work by many individuals, we have an opportunity to not just honor the people we've lost, but to show respect going forward to those who are willing to put themselves on the line, literally in harm's way every single day. They go out onto the very busy highways and throughways of our state. All kinds of weather. I'm from Buffalo. I know what really bad, dangerous weather looks like. It's my daily commute, and they still show up. And I know that there's been a lot of talk during this pandemic about essential workers. What is an essential worker? And we know it is the healthcare workers who ran into the line of fire during the depths of a pandemic where they had no concern for their own lives but the lives of others. It was powerful. The people who showed up in the grocery stores, the pharmacies, the transit drivers, the workers. But I want to make sure that when people talk about these essential workers, they talk about the people who also showed up on the roads, who kept showing up to a work site during a pandemic. They couldn't stay home. They couldn't do Zoom calls to get the work done. And they kept building back New York during a pandemic. And to all the workers, I want all of us to give them a rousing round of applause because they got it done. They got it done, and I'll never forget the sacrifice of what they did. And we also know the danger of the workers on the highways. We have lost 56 members of the family of DOT and transportation workers. And it's not just the DOT, it's also the contractors and the thruway workers and so many others. Just this past April, 2 members of the DOT family were hospitalized, one with critical injuries following a vehicle collision. Earlier the same day, 3 contract employees were injured when a private truck was struck and sent through a work zone, striking the workers. So this is not something we're talking about in the past. It's still going on, my friends. And I want all of us to leave this memorial committed to using our voices and our advocacy to remind every single person who is on a New York State road, you are responsible for the lives of these people who are out there for you. This is a relationship we have. You protect us. You give us the finest quality roads, and I can tell you I've been on every single road in the state of New York, and they are the best. I've been there, got a couple potholes to fix, but I know exactly where they are. But that is the trust we have, the trust we have. We'll put people out there. We'll get the job done. But I have to also trust that the motorists all over the state will protect them as well. We're in this together, and that's what this memorial represents. I want every single fair grower, whoever comes here, to read about this, to understand the sacrifice that we would have. We'd be back to horse and buggy days if we didn't have people who are willing to get out there and do this throughout our great history. So we're going to continue our Operation Hard Hat project where we're out there giving tickets to people. We don't want to give tickets, but if you're crossing the line, we're going to give you a ticket. And we're actually breaking records. Last year was 770 tickets were given under Operation Hard Hat to people who violate the laws that protect the safety of our workers. And this year already, we're at 1,600. So, don't want to be hard about this, but they're going to get you if you violate these laws because the people's lives are on the line. It's that important. So I look forward to unveiling this amazing tribute. It's a representation, a beautiful bronze representation that people are going to walk by and understand how important it is that we are in this together, that we honor those we've lost, but respect those going forward. And I want to thank you for allowing me to participate today. I'm no stranger to this fair. I went to Syracuse University. There's a lot of places to be allowed to go to Syracuse. I know, go Orange. And I'm very excited to be back home and look forward to walking around the fair with all of you today. So thank you very much for attending.
And now I would like to introduce Sally Deming.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. I do not have a speech prepared, but our family is very grateful and honored to be here today for this unveiling. Very close to our heart when we lost my husband and my girl's father almost 5 years ago on the New York State Thruway. We're happy to provide any advocacy we can in the past and going forward. And I'd like to thank all the agencies involved, especially the Operation Hard Hat. I have a real soft spot for them. They're doing a great job. Thank you for allowing me to be here with my family.
And now I'd like to introduce the Executive Director of the New York State Thruway Authority, Matthew Driscoll.
Thank you, and good morning, everyone, and thank you all for being here today as we commemorate the first Highway Workers' Day here at the New York State Fair. I want to start by thanking Governor Hochul for her steadfast support over the many years for the men and women who toil every day in keeping our roads safe right here in New York State. And I say with confidence that all New Yorkers have a true champion in Governor Hochul. Highway workers are essential in maintaining the reliability of our infrastructure and keeping motorists safe. They are the backbone of the transportation industry. I'd like to take a moment to thank our partners who have helped make this memorial possible. Again, Troy Waffner, New York State Fair Director, and the Department of Agriculture and Markets, New York State Department of Transportation Commissioner Maria Therese Dominguez and her entire team at the Department of Transportation, our friends in labor who built this memorial, and all the unions that represent our highway maintenance workers as well. And last, but certainly not least, all the roadside and emergency workers that risk their lives each and every day to keep us all safe. This memorial honors the men and women who've paid the ultimate price while doing their jobs to ensure safety while on the road. It's a stark reminder of the dangers that roadside workers face working alongside fast-moving traffic day in and day out. You've met Sally Deming, who is a forever member of the Thruway family and also a terrific advocate on behalf of all workers that are out there every day. You've heard her husband Ron was killed 5 years ago in a roadside crash on the Thruway. You know, Sally said goodbye to her husband that morning just like any other day when he went to work. But this time, he didn't make it home. Ron, a Thruway maintenance worker, was a dedicated employee, friend, husband, and father who never got to meet his grandson because his life was tragically cut short. Ron was close to retirement at the time of the accident, and he planned to spend it like most of us would like to do, traveling and spending time with his family and friends. This memorial stands as a testament to those efforts and to the families whose loved ones have been lost. These hardworking individuals will never be forgotten. I encourage all fairgoers to visit this memorial and remember that roadside workers are real people with families that they want to get home to at the end of their day. So please, when you see a roadside worker, slow down and move over. Your actions can mean the difference between life and death. Thank you.
You know, at DOT, our highway workers and our contractors are the cornerstone of everything that we do. They're part of our family, just as Director Driscoll was just talking about. Everybody is a member of our family, especially those that contribute to all the work that we do statewide for our transportation infrastructure. And truly, there is nothing more important to us than the safety and well-being of our family members. So, while the New York State Department of Transportation's mission encompasses all modes of transportation, from airports and ports, transit and rail, it's the highway and bridge maintenance crews that are among the most vital of the functions that we perform. In fact, we have more than 3,000 people dedicated to the construction, maintenance, and operation of our vast system statewide. It's hard work. It's really hard work. And it's in an environment that's often shared with high-speed traffic. Our workers do this difficult and often dangerous work brilliantly. They are the heart of public safety. They are the true public servants. And if COVID, as the governor so artfully explained, taught us anything, it's that transportation and all those who work in transportation are truly essential. This memorial is not only a lasting tribute to the many highway and transportation workers who died while working to protect the public, it's also a reminder to all New Yorkers of the dangers those workers face every day. And importantly, the responsibility that we all have to help keep them safe and make sure they get home each night to their families. So as we go about our lives and we enjoy the fair today, let's remember there is something each of us can do to make sure no other highway worker dies on our roadways. Please, put down your phone. Pay attention while you're driving and move over in a work zone. The safety and the life of our family members depends on it. Thank you all very much. And now, with the governor's assistance, we'll unveil this beautiful memorial.